At the divorce hearing, her voice cut through the courtroom like a blade. "I'll take half your millions. And Grandpa's inheritance." Silence followed, heads turned. My wife stood tall, certain of her victory, a smirk curling beneath her painted face. She thought the judge, the lawyers, the world were on her side. I remained still, calm, as if I hadn't already anticipated the performance. Slowly, I slid an envelope across the table. "Check again," I said. The judge opened it, eyes scanning the documents. His expression shifted, first confusion, then gravity. He looked at her, then back at me, then back at her again. The room's atmosphere changed, and she finally realized something was wrong. It hadn't started in the courtroom. It started years earlier, in whispers I pretended not to hear. Late-night calls, smiles meant for someone else, excuses too rehearsed to be true. She had been my partner, my confidant, the one who once pressed her palm against mine and swore forever. But forever, for her, had a shorter half-life. The betrayal came piece by piece. First infidelity, then manipulation. The false tenderness when she touched my hand in public. The lies she spun about me to her friends, painting herself as a martyr. And then, the final cut. Her attempt to seize what had been entrusted to me by blood, by lineage, by a man whose grave was still fresh in the earth. Grandpa's inheritance. The one thing untouchable. Or so I thought. She wanted it all. Not for survival, not for need, but for power, for victory. And I couldn't allow it, I began quietly. Always quietly. I traced the money first, her secret accounts, her quiet withdrawals, her late-night transfers. Offshore shells hidden under false names, uncovered with the patience of a man who'd spent years studying the art of deception in others. Then came the files. I hacked nothing. I didn't need to. Carelessness is always the weak link. Bank statements left in the trash, emails still lingering in drafts, a lover too bold with his words. I documented everything. Not with rage, but with precision. Evidence filed neatly, dated, cross-referenced. She suspected nothing. At night, I listened to her breathing beside me. Even, shallow, deceptive. She thought she was winning. She thought she had already buried me under the weight of her lies. But she had no idea I was already dismantling her piece by piece. And by the time I handed the envelope to the judge, the entire structure of her life was a house of cards waiting for a breath. The judge read aloud what she hadn't expected to hear. Fraud, concealment of assets, perjury under oath. Her face drained of color. The courtroom gasped. Her lawyer leaned forward, whispering in panic. I said nothing. My eyes never left her. Because I wanted her to feel it. Not just the fall, but the silence that comes before the impact. The truth was out. Her accounts exposed. Her lies documented. The lover's words preserved in black and white. She looked at me then, truly looked, as if seeing me for the first time. Perhaps she expected fury. Perhaps she thought I'd rise to gloat. But I only sat there, calm, composed, and she broke instead. After court, I walked past her. She reached for me, desperate now. "You set me up," she whispered. I stopped, turned. My voice was low, measured. "No, you set yourself up. I just turned on the light." Her eyes shimmered with something between rage and collapse. She wanted me to lash out, to shout, to show the hurt she had inflicted. But I wouldn't give her that satisfaction. Instead, I walked away, leaving her drowning in the evidence of her own choices. The inheritance remained untouched. My millions intact. Hers gone. Her name tarnished. Her mask shattered. And all without me raising my voice. Now in the quiet after, I find myself strangely empty. Not relieved, Not triumphant, simply clear. Betrayal doesn't sting forever. It calcifies, turning into something sharper, colder, easier to hold. I no longer see her as the woman I married, or the one who once whispered promises in the dark. She is nothing more than a case file, a lesson, a caution, and I am not broken. I am free. She took her shot at my life, my family's legacy, my bloodline, and she failed. The courtroom still echoes in my memory, her words sharp, her downfall sharper. But the only sound I carry forward is silence, my silence, the silence that won.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.